Hey everyone, I'm Alex Williams and you're watching the weekly update with Funagain Games for the week of August 29th, 2016. That's right, from now on we will be doing our weekly updates and our games of the week on Mondays. This week we have some new pre-orders, including some very special ones, and Funagain delves deeper into the world of miniature gaming. All that and more on this weekly update. Alright gamers, new in pre-orders this week, we have many different types of games, including some very special ones for Takenoko. Let's take a look. In Kung Fu Panda, the board game, you play as either Po or one of the Furious Five, including Tigress, Monkey, Mantis, Crane, and Viper, with everyone working together to defeat Tai Lung and other villains from the Kung Fu Panda films and animated series through intense dice-rolling action. Kodama, the Tree Spirits, branches out into a fun new way to play. Grow your tree by placing cards in clever arrangements, being careful to leave room for future growth. At the end of each season, one Kodama will award you points for how well your tree suits its needs. With beautiful art and innovative mechanics, Kodama is an intriguing game for the whole family. Carnival is a card game of set collection for 2 to 4 players ages 12 and older, that utilizes dice to determine actions. Each turn, a player rolls 3 dice and chooses 2 of them to perform actions which can follow them to gain and discard cards from their hand and or midway. Each player also has 3 tickets that may be discarded to affect the dice rolls or block other players' actions. Aeon's End is a cooperative game that explores the deck building genre with a number of innovative mechanisms, including a variable turn order system that simulates the chaos of an attack, and deck management rules that require careful planning with every discarded card. Players will struggle to defend Gravehold from the Nameless and their hordes using unique abilities, powerful spells, and, most importantly of all, their collective wits. In Seafall, the world is starting to claw its way out of a dark age and has begun to rediscover seafaring technology. Players take on the role of a mainland empire that consults with a consortium of advisors to discover new islands, explore those islands, develop trade, send out raiding parties, take part in ship-to-ship combat, and more. As in Risk Legacy and Pandemic Legacy, Seafall evolves as the game is played, setting their grudges into the history of the game and building a different narrative at every table as players open up the world. Dungeons & Dragons Assault of the Giants challenges players to command one of 6 types of giants and claim the right to rule over giant kind. Command giants and assault sediments to score points and secure important resources, including food, treasure, ore, and runes. In addition to the upcoming release of Star Trek Ascendancy, you can now also pre-order 2 expansions, including the Ferengi Alliance and the Cardassian Union. For miniatures game fans, Cool Mini or Not brings us The Others 7 Sins. The Others is an asymmetrical minis board game for 2 to 5 players. In it, the 7 deadly sins have come into our reality to lay waste to our world. This fall, we'll see the release of the base game, as well as a ton of expansions, including 1 for each sin, playable characters, and more. This fall will also bring 2 expansions for the recently released Mansions of Madness, bringing the investigators, monsters, and tiles from the first edition and its expansions to the new game. Each expansion will also open up a new scenario in the game's required app. Last but certainly not least, Madagot is bringing deluxe editions of Takenoko and Takenoko Chibis to Funagain Games. Funagain is the only place you can pre-order your wooden boxed, highly detailed versions of this very popular game. Now it's time for what's new in stock, including many new games from Pegasus Games and 2 new battle boxes from a very popular miniatures game. Defend the Citadel of Modhelm. Dark forces have surrounded the Great City and the entire realm will drown in flames if the abyssal hordes are not stopped. The Council has tasked a messenger with escaping the siege to retrieve an ancient magic artifact that will break from the enemy forces. The Citadel must endure the onslaught until the messenger returns, and it falls to the heroes to defend it. Fight back the encroaching abyssal hordes until salvation arrives and besieged Sons of the Abyss, a fully cooperative castle defense board game. Pegasus Games has just dropped a load of games off into our inventory, including Speed Snacks, Brains Japanese Gardens, Stadtland Anders, Mein Friedbergspiel, Mondo, Ladybug's Costume Party, Viva Topo, Bouncing Bunnies, Zuabu, Piratissimo, The Dwarves The Duel, and Bucherworm. We also got in a big group of games from Blue Orange Games. Games like Super Genius Alphabet, Super Genius Multiplication 2, Vikings on Board, Pocket Yam Slam, The Boss, and Kaboom. Castle Flutterstone is a game for 2 to 4 young players where the players take turns using the catapult to launch cloth bats for the top of the game board. Depending on where the bats land, the players move around the board 1 or 2 spaces. First player to the top of the castle wins. 2 new card games from Schmidtspiel, including Bad Bunnies and Vampire Queen. In Bad Bunnies, players try to play their cards wisely in order to force others out of the round so that they can claim all of the played cards for themselves. In Vampire Queen, players play vampire cards in order to be the first vampire clan back to the safety of their tombs before the sun comes up and while avoiding the vampire hunter. Lastly, from Privateer Press, Funagain Games now has 2 new 2-player battle boxes for War Machines and Hordes, the popular miniatures war games. Each battle box contains 2 full battle groups and 2 complete units, along with a core rules digest, in-depth tutorial guide, dice, ruler, battle map, and a special narrative scenario. Everything 2 players need to leap straight into the monstrous miniatures combat. Now, before we get to the game of the week, let's talk bestsellers. New to the top 5 this week, we have Neanderthal at number 5, the Takanoko Chibi's Collector's Edition at number 4. Number 3 on our list is Iki. Still at number 2 is the Scythe Preorder, and for the 3rd week in a row, at number 1 is the Networks. In the Networks, you and your opponents are new television networks and need new programming. For this, you'll need shows, stars, and ads. The players with the most viewers, after 5 seasons, wins. Alright everyone, that is it for this week's lists. Now let's build some steampunk airships with our new Game of the Week. Professor Phineas Edmund Hornswoggle, famed airship builder, is retiring, and you are an engineer competing to inherit the Hornswoggle factory. Dastardly Dirigibles features tarot-sized cards that are played in a constant action format in which each time a part is added, all players must add the same part, which may replace an existing one. Build your airship from different parts of 9 beautiful suits, while also using special cards to your advantage or to thwart your opponents. The round ends when the first airship is complete, but you score only the suit used most in your airship. The player with the highest score after 3 rounds wins. This week only, Dastardly Dirigibles is available at Funagain.com for a whopping 35% off. Ladies and gents, that is it for this weekly update, but wait, there's just a bit more. If you haven't heard of Essen, it is a huge board game convention held every year in Germany. This year, it starts October 13th and features some of the coolest games. You can check out the games that'll be available in the description box below. You might be thinking, well, it's cool and all, but what's that got to do with me? Well, with Funagain's Essen Air Service, you can pre-order Essen games. We will then go to Essen for you, purchase the games, have them air shipped back here, where we can then fulfill your order. Don't miss out on the hottest games coming out of Essen this year. Take a look at the huge list of games that are available and pre-order yours today. If there's no price or add to cart button, you can click notify me for when we do get that information. Also, in celebration of Essen, I will be doing a special video series called Countdown to Essen. In each short video, 2 to 3 times a week, I will be featuring some of the coolest games coming out of the convention, so make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a single one. Now that's it for this weekly update. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. If you have any questions or comments about any of the games featured in this video, Funagain Games, or Funagain's Essen Air Service, please leave them in the comment section below or send us an email at cs_general@funagain.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and of course subscribe right here on YouTube so you don't miss a single update.